Good morning, Maria. Good morning, participants.
Nandini ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
Yeah, am I give correctly your name, ma'am, as a co-host?
Ma'am?
Is that you? Isn't it, ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am. I am
Yeah.
only. Yeah. Ma'am.
Okay. And you have came through any other gadgets, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. I'm coming from my mobile also because
Okay.
in my area there will be some power cut issues. So only.
Okay.
Okay,
Please,
I will be coming. Yeah, I will be
mention that
logging in.
name also, ma'am, so that I can.
Both I will log in Nandini only, ma'am.
Nandini.
Yes,
Okay.
Nandini
But they
only,
choose
ma'am.
only one.
No, I didn't log in. I'm going to log in now.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
yes,
you.
ma'am.
Maria Anuvata ma'am has joined us. Shall I call her?
Yes, ma'am. She is not yet joined.
Okay, I will call her. Okay.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam.
And good morning, sir.
Morning, Ahmed.
Is that our guest joined, sir?
Come on, 10:55.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Morning. Nandini?
Shall we start, sir? Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, dignitaries, excellencies, dedicated staffs, and my dear participants. A warm welcome you all for the 1 week international online faculty development program on virtual practices and security, jointly organized by Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai, and Dr. MGR Education and Research Institute. Today is the second day of our program. I may now call upon Dr. V. Anuradha Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, to deliver the welcome address. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. A pleasant and cheerful morning to every one of you present. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
A pleasant and cheerful morning to every one of you present here for the second day of the Faculty Development Program on Virtual Practices and Security through Virtual Portal. It's indeed a pleasure and privilege to extend our heartfelt welcome on behalf of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University and Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute to all the executives and dignitaries of TNTU and Dr. MGR ERI. We extend our cordial welcome to all the organizing secretaries and joint organizers of both the universities. We are profoundly elated to welcome our resource person, Dr. Chandrakant, Professor and Director, School of Educational Sciences, Swami Ramnath Tirth, Maharashtra University, Nandan, Maharashtra, on cyber security measures, and Dr. Ahmed Sabadi bin Abdul Razak, Deputy Dean, Research and Development, Faculty of Education, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, on teachers' digital leadership in selecting online resources for teaching and learning for the second day program on virtual practices and security. We extend our cordial welcome to all the organizing secretaries and joint secretaries, organizers of both the universities, and with a tremendous pleasure, we extend our congenial welcome to all the executives, dignitaries, faculty members, research scholars, and teachers, teacher educators who has joined us through this online mode from various universities and colleges to make themselves literate by learning, unlearning, and relearning. Once again, a gracious welcome to every one of you for the faculty development program of the second day today. Welcome once again.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your humanitarian speech, ma'am. It is my great pleasure to call upon Dr. V. Sharmila ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Educational Technology, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai, to introduce the resource person. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Thank you, Nandini. Am I audible, ma?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Very good morning to one and all gathered here. I am profusely overjoyed to take this opportunity to introduce our distinguished resource person, Professor Dr. Chandrakant Raghav Bhavishkar, Professor and Director, School of Educational Science, Swami Ramanand Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded, Maharashtra. He is a well-known personality in the field of information and communication technology, teacher education, and science education. His areas of specialization are open educational resources, MOOCs, and educational research and cyber psychology. He has more than 16 years of teaching and research experience and 4 years of administrative experience as a director of School of Educational Science. Sir has published 25 research papers in reputed journals, 15 conference proceedings, and he has edited 4 books. He has successfully completed 4 research projects. He has acted as a resource person for conferences and seminars. He is a member of professional bodies like AIAER, IATE, and Senate member, member of Academic Council, and chairman of Board of Studies of Education. Sir has received Best PhD Research Award in the year 2006 from Shivaji University, Kolhapur, and Professor N.V. Patankar Award in the year 2017 from Tilak College of Education, Pune. He has worked as a mentor for UNESCO Chair for open educational resources and open learning, and VC nominee and the subject experts for the selection of principals. Such an eminent personality today we have our resource person. Now we request our resource person to give his valuable inputs regarding cyber security measures. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your brief introduction, ma'am. Dear participants, are you all ready for a fabulous section? Okay, it's going to be thought-provoking. Now I am handing over the session to our resource person for the special lecture on cyber security measures. Dr. Chandrakant R. Baviskar, Professor and Director, School of Educational Sciences, Swami Ramanand Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded, Maharashtra. Sir, please, sir.
Yes, thank you, Nandini ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Very warm good morning to one and all. It is my humble duty to thanks all the persons, majorly the patron of this 1 week international online FDP program on virtual practice and security, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Professor Panchanadam, Thiru A.C. Shanmugam, Engineer ACS Arun Kumar, Honorable VC Professor S. Geeta Lakshmi, co-patrons Professor V. Balakrishnan, Professor Palni Velu, and Professor M. Govindan. Convener of this FDP, Professor P. Ganeshan, Professor S. Mani, and Principal K. Geeta, Madam. And Organizing Secretary, my friend Dr. P.C. Naga Subramani. See, I am the witness from last 1 year. He is organizing various seminar, conferences, workshop, FDP program, and many more activities. And I feel that TNTU under his organizationship has created a world record of organizing such huge amount of activities in online format during pandemic. So I really thank him for giving me chance to interact with you. And he, through these activities, TNTU help lakhs of teachers and students across the world to learn to know the latest innovative things in education and allied concerned subjects. I also thanks Dr. Senthamis Pawai, co-organizing secretary, as well as the all joint secretaries, especially Dr. Nalini, Dr. Anuradha, Dr. K. Vijaya, and Dr. V. Sharmila for introducing me to the participants. Thank you once again to all the organizers. I also thanks all the participants who indirectly helped me to grow with them. So today, whatever thing that I am going to present, so some of you might be knowing about this content, or some of them might be knowing more than me. But whatever the thing today I am going to present, it is from my own knowledge and experience. Therefore, definitely it will add some more knowledge to your stock of knowledge. So directly we will start with the presentation. Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir. We can see, sir.
So cyber security measures. So it is a high time to think over the cyber security when all world's education system is online. So we all are forced to learn, teach in online platform during this pandemic period. So there are a lot of good thing happens in last 1 year, as well as there are a lot of threats also arise that should be tackled with immediate effect and with high priority. Because while doing all these things, we are leaving most of the thing when we are adjusting with the online environment. So we are leaving most of the thing. Because why we are leaving, or institutions are leaving? Because what happened? The budget of the institution is low. So they can afford only few things, not the complete package that is provided by the private security, private ICT vendor. So that's why particularly we are forced to become a victim of cyber threats. So these are lot other things. So, so whenever such kind of thing arise, how to tackle, how to counter this thing, that we are going to see in today's lecture. So my topic is cyber security measures. So first we'll go with these slides. So most of the students have or participants have seen these movies. There are so many other movies like 21 Decembers and others. But these are the famous movies. That's 140 million views are for the returns of Abhimanyu. It is original is the dub movie in Hindi. It is even translated in 150 languages across the world. Its original name is Irambu Thirai. Then Jamtara, Sabka Number Aega. So everybody knows the Romanian city is the capital hub of global capital hub of cybercrime, whereas in India, Jamtara is a capital hub of cybercrime of India. So the movie is on the issue how the rural people, what we call them, they are living in backward area, and how they can doing this such kind of crime without having too much education. The intelligent hacker. This movie also shows the how the hackers are good also. There are two types of hackers. There are many types of hackers, but there are some good hackers also. So this is movie on the intelligent hacker. So all all these movies and real life hackers. I will not take name of all the peoples, but when you see the great hackers, means those who hack NASA website, government information, defense data, even private business tycoons. But at the end, these hackers did not get what we call the stringent action. Again, they didn't face a stringent action. Some of the people they released because there was no evidence against them. But everybody knows these are the players who hack the information. But there is no authentic information anybody can produce in front of court of law. So they are they didn't punish. Some of the people they punish for 1 hour, 6 months, 2, and they once again they come to society, and today these people are also running IT companies. So these are good, bad hackers, and these are things. These are this slide is for movie. But now we come to this original real life situation. So you will see that this news. This news is saying Hindustan Times, Ranchi. It was published in 2017. Remember that. School dropouts run India's cyber fraud hub in Jharkhand, Jamtara. Remember that. School dropouts means even they are unable to clear a fifth standard examination. Remember that. Such people, such young boys efficiently hack the system, and they can easily fraud. They can breach into your financial accounts, and they take away the money from your account. So this is a real life situation in India. Second thing, in last 2020 quarter 1, means in initial phase of the COVID, so there was high rise in cyber attacks in India. Remember that. There is a high rise in cyber attack in India. That's why the cyber security is a biggest concern for us. Remember that. So, and the 37% is double. It is right now in this year. The figure are more than 60% attack. So these are the third slide, that over 100 Indian schools and colleges were targeted by cyber attackers. See, these are the news in Deccan Herald and Mirror. So that's why UGC come up with the subject cyber security, and the UGC is saying that it should become a mandatory part of each and every course. Even though somebody is learning a language course, but still he can study the cyber security course and at least prevent himself or herself from cyber attacks. Because knowing basic thing also help you to keep your information safe, your financial details safe. That's why UGC come up with this initiative, and here in additional charge of Director Center for Distance Education, University has given responsibility to design the BA course in cyber security, and it is under process in our university. So beyond the boundaries of the subject, cyber security is the concern subject for each and everyone. Remember that. So this is the school situation in India, and many times you have got fictitious mail from your vice chancellor or good the leaders of education and asking some money and other information or help. So these are the phishing mails targeting their part and parcel of their institutions. So we have to take care of this. And this is the one thing that couple personal moments way to pawn sites. So this is the one thing that I want to deliberate, and this is the real incident happened in the city of Surat. So the young couple from the elite posh area of the Surat one day found that their intimate scene was uploaded on porn site, and certainly naturally any like a common man, so they also got frightened, and they try to hide this situation, but somehow through their friends they came contact with the cyber expert. Then they asked them that directly go and lodge the complaint in cyber police, and then the process start. Because why happened? So see, remember that if such incidents happen, so everybody go in protective phase, but instead of that everybody, even victim also come forward and lodge the complaint. Because see, every cyber crime is traceable, every cyber criminal is catchable, we can easily catch them, so nobody can hide it. But we have to take care of it takes some time, because internet has two different what we say that um, two different types, if you know that, surface internet and deep internet. So 25% of the internet is a surface internet, it is a tip of iceberg, but the 75% of the internet is a dark or deep internet, remember that. And all the cyber crimes criminals, they are operating through this deep internet or dark internet. And even though there are some cyber criminals, they are operating through surface internet, but most of the people cyber criminals, they are operating in deep or dark internet. So we must know, and we will not go into the detail. But when they saw that, when the cyber team reached to the their house, and they see that they didn't see any camera. There is nowhere camera, but how the scene was shooted in the bedroom. So they tried to search out in POP and other places. They didn't find. Then at last their sight was gone on the camera that was installed on the smart TV. Even though that smart TV was not off, but hacker, with the help of Wi-Fi internet, he hacked the camera. He made it active, and through that camera he shooted the intimate scene. So you have seen that there are ministry meeting going on, and some person doing such an activity which is not good, but how the camera is automatically on. So So it is nothing but a cyber attack. So all minister and teachers, students, their parents caught caught on camera, uh, and their public life became their private life became a public because of cyber attack. Nothing is uh, operated automatically. Somebody has purposely get into the system, Zoom meeting and other thing, and they on the camera, and the scene is open to public. So we have to always take care. While if you are thinking that you are now I will off my video camera and I'm talking here are all doing, but some if there is a cyber attack, so I'm not looking at my computer but the system is on. My computer is attached to the internet. It might be the public network or Wi-Fi network, and through that hacker can easily get into my device and he on the camera and see what I am doing, and he can make my private life a public one. So this is the thing that so I will request. Generally this happen, even our mobile also hack, mobile camera also hack. So most of the time if you see, I miss through 1 year I have seen that somebody is listening to a conference lecture or seminar lectures, webinar lecture, and they are not sitting in a proper position to listen it. They are just sleeping, leaning position, or they are doing some activity which is distracting to other people, those who are participating in that webinar or conferences. So but even that person is not knowing that his video is on. So it is the best practice, if you do not want, even though you off the video and you do not want that cyber people should make it on and look into your private life. So it is the best practice to put your bindi, ladies has a bindi on that camera. Remember that this is the simple measures to counter with such kind of things. So otherwise you just keep your mobile or camera such a way that nobody can see your activities. So you may face it towards the wall, near to walls. These are the simple measures. Remember that. So you henceforth you will take care of that. Whenever you are not using your camera, you off it and you are doing activity in front of the camera. It might be chance of cyber attack and make it on, and even your audio also. So you have to take care and use such kind of simple tricks. So why cyber security need to be a priority for the education sector? This is the most important thing, because we are the part and parcel of education sector. So it should be the priority for us, because what happened, see, I have seen as a part of the administration and various committees of the university and other university, what I see that, see, government is forcing us to go online for examination, online and other thing. But what we are doing, practically in terms, what we are doing, we just hiring private players for doing conducting our examination, conducting our classes, or purchasing a LMS system. So last time, I don't know, three on this TNT platform, or even I have said that what is the copyright of that software you are using for your institution, whether it keep copyright with yourself or it is taking to themselves for their further use. That should be also need to understand first. So it should be the priority. And what I am saying that we are hiring private stakeholders, and ultimately what happening, so they are conducting examination, doing other administrative work, but in return what we are giving to them, we are giving to information of our university, information of the paper setters or their papers, information of the students, their mobile number, their email number, their other information that minimum required to them. And so in the cyber security, as a part of the institution, we should develop end-to-end encrypted software or LMS platform for our institution. That is the priority for each and every institution, each and every school. Remember that, and it costs nothing. But if you approach to proper person, it costs nothing. Even the people, some of the aspirant budding software developer, if you approach, they develops software for you in minimum cost, or they will not take single payment. Just they want certificate for their future career. So these are the thing. That's why cyber security priority in education, because regularly we are on the edge of threat. Remember that many times our institutions officers email were hacked, fictitious email come to all the teachers, even on WhatsApp. Earlier WhatsApp communication was safest, but right now they have changed the policy. Now it is not safe. Even they can sell our information to other people, and this information is a wealth. So my slides are there about the wealth, how it is a wealth and other thing, but it should become a priority for us. So, what we say in the next slide, what I'm said that there is a basic need of the human being. Why it is a priority? Because food, shelter, clothes are the basic need, but there are fourth pillar added, that is the internet. When we woke up in the morning, so we look for the mobile, we look for the social networking sites. So we are regularly looking for TV and other digital devices for operation, working with them. So internet become our basic need, and ultimately this need change our habits. So early in the morning, I have seen that people, instead of asking for tea, asking for mobile. They are chatting, or they are sending message, good morning message to through all social networking sites. And this habit change became force us to increase dependency on the digital device. Remember that our habit change, our dependency increase, and this dependency increase. And what happened? This dependency increase because what happened? There is enough space for expression of our inner voice. So I will quote question mark inner voice. So enough space. Internet has such a tremendous space to express myself. Remember that. So I say good morning, somebody say good morning, and we interact. So I express myself on even some people. I express my personal emotions, and this the internet gives scope for expressions. But simultaneously there are such people. So a boy, his inner voice saying that he is not he is a girl, and he make a profile of a girl, take a good photographs of a girl and morph it and paste it as he is that girl, and he chat with the other boys and even other peer friends, girls also, and he is expressing in a gender wise basis. Vice versa, same girls also, they prepare the boys profile and they interact with the other boys and girls through masculine uh, uh, interact interactive messages. So the inner voice, that it is a space, because I know that nobody will recognize me, nobody will identify, and I can release my emotions through such kind of thing. And you might be came across such kind what I'm saying, but you will see lot of thing on Facebook also and Instagram, other thing, that the people um, uh, prepare their opposite gender account in account, and they express themselves. But this is the natural human tendency are expressing, but some people are fictitiously, purposively prepare fake accounts and try to interact. So honey trap is one of the good example of it. And people are um, uh, uh, they are um, uh, through honey trap, they are what they are doing. They are even demanding money, and even they try to defame your personal life. So there are the people. That's why we need cyber security. We need what are the credentials of cyber security? How to work with it. And because why happen? It is highly impossible to recognize. Just a minute. It is highly impossible to recognize the counterpart communication, the fellow who is doing the communications from other end. So we don't know. Immediately we see the generally boys tend to have inclination that the good photograph girl or send the friend request, immediately accept it, even vice versa. So before clicking anything, first we must have patience. First you think that you should have patience. First you see it, you think it, wait it, and then go for accept the your friendship request. Otherwise, first of all, you go and search whether same person is in communication with the other people. If we see that only 1-2 friends are in my 1-2 friends are communication with that fellow, then reject it. What will happen if you didn't make that friend in virtual world? Nothing will harm. Nothing will nothing go wrong. But if you unknowingly accept it, then there is a chance of making yourself vulnerable to such cyber attack. So, and this is patience. The people don't have patience. It is the weakest point is cyber psychology in cyber psychology, and the cyber attackers know that these people don't have the that was patience, and they will commit the mistake. So the cyber psychology also is the another issue topic of deliberation, the issue. But uh, doing such kind of unknowing activity is the biggest threat to public and personal security. Remember that. If I am in institution, I'm using internet of my institution, and if I am doing something wrong knowingly or unknowingly, it is ultimately threat to my public institution as well as my personal security. Remember that. So vice versa, whatever you are using, you are bringing other people under threat. That's why we have to take care of such kind of cyber attacks. First thing, so what is the measure? Already I said that the Bindi is the one of the measure. You're putting your camera in such a way that if it is somebody make it on, no, they will see just wall and other picture, but not your activities. This is the thing. Next thing is that create awareness. When it is come to our education, first thing is to counter cyber threat is to create awareness. This is the first measure, because people, our children, they didn't know about the cyber threats and cyber attacks. They immediately, when they download the app, immediately allow everything. So see, if there is a game app, why it is necessary that they should allow us to see our picture folder? Why it is necessary to allow our contacts? It is nothing to do with that game, but still they are asking for the such kind of information, and certainly we should deny it. Remember that awareness should, which we must have, that much knowledge we should imbibe among our children. Remember that, because they don't know what is the futuristic threat. Nobody see, some people, some malware will go and they will just sit silent for many months. But when suddenly you do such kind of activity which in which the attacker or hacker has an interest, immediately that virus will send data from your mobile to a hacker system. So we must know the thing in awareness, then try to understand the possible sequences, when to accept and when to not. Understanding is most important, and then go for sharing. Remember that. Otherwise, you don't share it. Generally, it happen on WhatsApp. I see that you will see that the many time it is forwarded. So on the 50th, 1/5 and 50th anniversary day, Adidas is giving free shoes. So people are forwarding such links and people are trying to link it. So such commercial, such fictitious messages should be avoided, not to share, because we must understand that this nobody is giving free anything. Remember that nothing is free in internet. If you say that you are using internet of your institution, you think that this is free for you, but no, somebody has paid cost of it for you. Remember that. Not it is for your pocket, but indirectly it is from your pocket. Remember that. So we must know the thing in awareness, try to understand it, and if needed, then share it, otherwise block it. Remember that. And for this thing, need a common sense, not need a big intelligence. Remember that. Means this common sense means has everybody has this sense. Even little children also has it. But we have to create confidence in that playing that game is not it is not you play other game, or you will see that some of the when you go in Play Store and you type a name of the game, Free Fire, you will see so many apps come with the name of the Free Fire. So you should know which is the authentic app and which is not authentic app. And little children, they didn't know. They see the logo because they can't read it. They can't understand the meaning, other thing. So immediately they click it and it is shared with our computer as well as our mobile. So you must help ask them that not to do such kind of activities. If you want to download anything, you come to me in my observation or observation of elderly people, you download the app. Remember that. There is a even we can block the sites also. So we can use the such site blocker option also to save our mobile. So we know that before cyber attack, we will see some cyber psychological views. The two types of world in this world. One is the real world and second is the virtual world. We are born in real world. That's why we are made for the real world. Remember that. But in virtual world, we are not born in virtual world. Remember that. We are born in real world and we are made for interacting with the real world. And virtual world is not completely for real world. We are not made for the real world, but completely not, to some extent. Remember that. So the virtual world is the people are, you will find that the completely their life become a virtual. Every time they will what will the you will see that they will online. Even in midnight you will see they are online. So what I'm saying that the virtual world is not our world, real world is our world. That difference we must know. Remember that. In virtual world, what we do is physically we see the things, we hear the things, we hear the sounds, and we make the decision. We make the decision whether it is realistic or not. The chair is in front of me. I see it. I imagine it. I understand it, and this is the real world. But in virtual world, we can see whatever come on our screen. We can see it. We can hear it, and based on that thing, we make a decisions, and we'll ultimately land in the trouble. Remember that. So when there was 9/11 attack was in America, Twin Towers was destructed with the help of aeroplane. So how the messages was taken place, how the terrorists were communicated with the terrorists of terrorists were in America, how they because the American security system was so strong, they are watching each and every email. They are strictly their side. They are scanning all emails, but they cannot recognize, because what happened? These terrorists have what they do. They prepare what they take photographs of renowned leaders of America, then heroines photographs, and that photographs what they code them in message, and they converted that message into that photograph, and through attachment they send that photograph to their counter terrorist, and that counter terrorist what he do, then they decode their message with the help of decoding that image, and they got the message, and how this way they successfully completed completed their terrorist attack. And the American security system were highly failed to recognize such kind of messages. So just looking and hearing thing in a virtual way always what I will say will land us in trouble. That's why we need patience. We have to think. So what we have to do? We have to use our natural instincts where we use in real world. But that natural instincts are not sufficient or helpful in real world. Virtual world. So in virtual world, our instinct need to be changed because our habits already changed. So our instinct should be changed. Remember that our instincts in the virtual world should be different than the instinct in a natural setting, natural world, real world. Remember that. And so this is the duty of our education system. This is the one of the major in cyber psychology or in education psychology. Now it is we have to take our priority basis that how we can change the or develop such kind of instinct that will help student or citizens of the India in virtual world in future. So it is our duty. It is need to design such kind of learning packages. Remember that. So in such a few years back, I have undertaken an experiment with my students. I asked them that tomorrow nobody will bring mobile phone. So I was instructed, strictly instructed. Otherwise, I will deposit your mobile and I will not give it you. I will not return you for 1 month. So next day when I just went to the class, and I just asked them that how many of you did not bring the mobile? So nobody was saying that we didn't bring the mobile. But when physically when it was checked, each and everybody has a mobile. So I don't bring my school bag, then I have given my mobile to my friend to keep in his bag, or they are given to some other friend which is or even a peon of our institutions that keep it with you till this class. So the habit, so people cannot change, we cannot go away with, we cannot live with digital devices. So that's why this impatience was easily catched by the attackers and we fall prey. Remember that. That's why we need to change the instructions. So information, why? Information is a wealth from everybody. Information is a wealth, and it is a more wealth for the cyber attackers. Remember that. But when I say that I will see the message, I read it, I forward it, I share it. So it is the same thing. The theft is a criminal offense. So somebody has stole the thing and I purchased it. Even I buy the stolen thing. Even I made it crime by purchasing that stolen thing. In same way, if somebody has stolen the message, or somebody has prepared a fictitious or what we call that anti-social message, it is also criminal offense. And I buy it, means I allow it, I read it, instead of deleting it, I forward it, means I share it. Remember that buying is means sharing it, means even that person committed a crime and even I also committed crime by sharing it. So in virtual world, we have to be careful while sharing the information, because most of the information I have seen that they have so many slides on in other presentations that I have seen the poem, one poem in the name of Munshi Premchand and other poem, same poem in the name of Harivansh Rai Bachchan. So same thing, same article you will see in the name of two different authors. So how it is possible? So people are buying, or somebody is just cut pasting the document, relevant document in the name and forwarding to that concerned person. So it should be what we make a habit that whatever the content you are forwarding, sharing, publishing, it should be properly scrutinized in all cyber laws of plagiarism, and then it is published or uh, uh, share it with to the other groups. So that is the one thing, because it is a wealth for each and every information is a wealth. Remember that the more information you share on internet, the more chances to become victim of cybercrime. Remember that. Every day my birthday I snap the photograph, share on Facebook. And I went for tourism. I snap the photographs, share on WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram. So the people know now you are not in town, you are out of station. So they get chance to come and drop calmly, coolly your house. So many instances happens. Remember that. And even if you are in out of station, so the people know that the people you are busy with various activity, so they can attack your mobile or digital devices. Remember that. So the information so we should delimit our own information. We are not sharing our own information. I will say we are leaking our information to such kind of culprits. Remember that they are just waiting for such things on the internet through deep and dark internet. So we should minimally enter the information on internet or social networking site. So nobody will held victim. You yourself are the victim, because you leak your own information, and that information is a wealth for these people. How it is wealth? You are sharing your birthday, you are sharing your email ID. So when they got into your mobile or email account, and they if they want to change their password of email ID or other account, they will send that Facebook account or other account, send Gmail account or any other social networking site, send account to their mail or of change password to either email or mobile number, and from that they can easily change the password, and your whole information can be stored. So and from that day they will demand for money. See, lots of the institutions have paid in millions dollars, remember that, for securing their information or their information of their client. Remember that. And so you try to share minimum information on the internet. Remember that. This is the one of the measures to share the minimum information to cyber attack. So information is wealth. Information security is the base of cyber security. So if you tend to, you make habit that I will share minimum information on the internet. So or information of your, so it is the base of cyber security. Remember that, means you are less tend to become victim of cyber attackers. Remember that. So see what is the solution for it. So today I'm celebrating my birthday, then after 2 days I will post my photographs. So the people, the person did not recognize that today is your birthday. Remember that. So when you are on a tourist place, you come here, your place, and then you post your photographs on social media. What is the harm in it? What is the harm? Nothing is harmful. So we have to take care that we have to take care information security of ourselves, and this is the base of cyber security. Remember that you are protecting your own wealth. Remember that you are protecting your own wealth. Remember that means you don't know, miss. For academic purpose, I visited one institutions in our jurisdiction. So the owner has said that they during last 2 months back they have given a blank check to blank check to the one agency, a cross cancel check, sorry, a blank cross cancel check they given to the agency, and afterwards they found that both checks were uh, realized, and rupees 9 lakh and rupees 16 lakhs were deducted from their own account. So they have made the um, uh, what they have committed the mistake, and they become the culprit to the cyber attackers. And afterwards they found that the for anonymous places from one Gujarat and one Uttar Pradesh, the check come to the Mumbai, and in Mumbai branch it was realized, and they when they filed the complaint, then the UN bank also realized that they committed the mistake, and the bank who realized the check, uh, they are compelled to pay this money, and afterwards we don't know whether they got money from the cyber attackers or not. This is the information is the wealth, and we have to protect. So so my 5 minutes are still remaining, so we will hurriedly go with the some measures. So cyber security, these are the things we talk about with example. We talk about the cyber security measures, but we there are different cyber security measures we have to take at different level. Remember that. So but that measures came under attack through cyber security threat like social engineering in the form of phishing, ransomware, DDoS, distributed denial of service. So many you will see you have seen during last month this website of this university is not working because it is because of DDoS. Some of the people were asked for the money in return of their hacked information. It is because of the ransomware. Ransom is asking money, and that so people third party software. I'm talking about the earlier I talking about the whatever the services institutions are taking from private stake players. So this is the third party software. Yes, cloud computing vulnerability. These are the major threats to the cyber security, and we have to take care of these measures. So I have already said that at institution level there is cyber security measures. House your colony level there is a cyber security measures are different. Your public network has its own cyber security measure. There are different levels of cyber security measures, but today we will see only personal cyber security measures. Remember that. Not we'll go into the other people because we will have less time, and it is highly impossible to deliver all the issue in 1 hour. Remember that. So in last month, my you will see the FB account is hacked. Last month my FB account was hacked, and Sunday morning, it was a fine morning. I was enjoying my weekend, and early morning my friend Dr. Chavan from Kolhapur called me, and sir, he said that your account is hacked. Somebody has cloned your account. So what to do in such situations? So patience, what already I said, patience you must have. There is a simple protocol for such kind of hacks. Remember that. No need to frighten, no need to go anywhere else. Just I asked him that because he is my Facebook friend. So I asked that go into help center, and through friends, his account, he just inform Facebook people through security options that my friends means my account is hacked. So inform the Facebook security people will immediately take action. And on the other hand, what I have to do? On the other hand, what I have to do? I have to go try to search my account through other account. Remember that friend's account or your wife's account, my wife's account, or any other accounts, friends, or whether my Facebook account is as it is or some he has changed photograph, some email ID or something else. You have to see first. If nothing has changed, then directly go change the password. The password link will send to your email ID or mobile, whatever you have shared for authentication purpose. And immediately you change the account password. Remember thing. This is the simple way. Then you give the message to all your friends that today on this day at this time or before 8 o'clock my account was hacked, and hacker might send fictitious mail or ask for the money. Please don't give money or don't click the message of if it is come in my name, because all my friends, those who are in my friend list, still they got friend requests. Remember that even immediately they click it, they will fall prey for cyber attack. Remember that. So immediately you give message through your Facebook account. Simultaneously, if you have Instagram, WhatsApp account, you make it profile and ask in profile you does that. Don't you today, please don't use my Facebook account, and whatever the information shared on my account, don't be reply it. Don't be reply it because it is hacked. So you inform your people, otherwise they might fall prey to cyber attack. So confirm your account is hacked. You have to see that really it is hacked. Sometimes it happen that our little children, they don't know. Unknowingly, they click or send some message to some other person, and then we feel that it is hacked because somebody has unknowingly sent this message. But our little children unknowingly or some other person unknowingly or knowingly can send the message. That's why first of all you have to confirm that if your account is hacked or not. Then report a compromise to Facebook. Whatever the thing that you have to report, then you report, you block that sender, that person, and alert your friend, what I will say. Then you go and security, privacy and security of Facebook, run security checkup, delete unknown app from your account. Remember that. Whatever the account unknown, because see, it is not immediately attacked in one shot. So whatever the activity you have done in past 1 month, through that attacker leaked your information and got into your Facebook account. So if you see that some apps are not using for longer period, you delete it. Once again, you install it. What happen if you for installation it required 100 or 200 MB data? But if you keep it as it is, so you are vulnerable to such cyber attack. So you will see, I don't have Ola, other apps in my mobile right now because I'm not traveling anywhere else. So I'm not using. For last 1 year, I have deleted all such apps. So you have to do such thing to measures for practical measures of cyber attack. Enable two-factor authentication. Your mobile and email number, you should be two-factor authentication, but you should have to take care that your mobile number and email ID should not be in one mobile. Remember that. Remember that whatever the Gmail account, if you are opening for Play Store, for mobile you open different account, because if somebody stole my mobile number, you will have, there is a Pim app, other Paytm app, another thing. If they try to change the password, they can easily, because these app will send one message to link to the mobile number and through SMS, and one on email ID, and both things that people will get through your mobile. So that's why you do not keep both the thing in your mobile. So I don't have that email ID that I am using for such kind of thing in my mobile number. I created different mobile number, but many times it happens that the problems I am discussing with you, that many times what happen if I use a different network, so the Gmail account said that you are using different account, and we have sent this number to authenticate. You just go to Gmail account system and see the number, and you enter here, then and then we'll allow. So in many such cases, in public platform, public Wi-Fi, you are unable to open but it is nothing harm, remember that, because somebody has sent the mail. So ask him to send in other email ID. Remember that. Ask him to other email ID. Don't send to this email ID. Send it to other email ID. So through that you can get access to that mail. But all mails are not that much important to access and see. So best way, keep it. Next day you can, when you will be in secure internet network, you can join it. So change your password regularly. That is also most important thing. You have to change the password regularly. So changing password also, it is a big lecture, but if possible, I will just go in next slide. I have the same point, so where I will discuss it. So personal security measures, stay cyber secure when working remotely. This is the one of the measures. Stay cyber secure when working remotely. Ensure that up-to-date data, software, apps are installed on the device that you connected to internet. Remember that. All the softwares, apps should be regularly updated. So you have habit that when you install it, you keep it that it should be automatically updated. Whenever you will join to the internet, the software will automatically get updated. So these software and apps, they have their own system to get deface firewall with the cyber attack, and your updated version will make you secure to work with the internet. Use antivirus software. So there are different type of antivirus software. Remember that. So I will advise you to always use total security, not internet security or other security. You use, if you are using you are doing financial transaction, then you use total security antivirus software. Remember that. It will cost higher than the internet and other type of the antivirus software, but I will suggest you use total antivirus software. Then you check that which software is giving ransomware protection, firewall to ransomware. You buy that also. Remember that are the biggest threat to our financial transaction. So ransomware should be installed. It should be must be in that antivirus software. Then use window defender that come with the Windows 8. So up to date. So Windows 7 and other thing we are using right now, but they didn't provide the up to date security to us. Therefore, we have to upload the new window, at least Windows 8 system to your operating system to your computer. And if you are using Windows, not Mac and other thing, they have different measures. So for a Windows system, I am saying, and 8 or upgraded. Consider running anti-malware application. Malware bytes is the one of the free application. You continue use, it will help you to get protection from anti-malware applications like malware bytes. Strong password. Do not use anything favorite. You must have strong password. This is the basic baseline. But no, do not use your favorite color, your name, anything, nothing you use. You use different password with combinations, because if I'm using if you are using only numbers, you are using letters, they have their operating system that make that software make the many permutation combinations and find out the correct password. So you mix symbols and everything else, and regularly change your password. Remember that. Second thing is keep your home computer cyber secure. That is most important. Do not connect to unsecure public Wi-Fi. Generally, you will see when you on the Wi-Fi of your mobile or your computer or TV, you will see so many Wi-Fi networks appear on the screen. Remember that. And that so most of the not most of the few of them purposely didn't have the password and usually get connected with that Wi-Fi network. And people tend to use to free network internet, and ultimately you force yourself to fall victim of cyber attacks. So do not use unsecure public Wi-Fi. Then do not store office data on personal and devices, vice versa. Remember that. This is the one thing. Avoid printing of sensitive information at home and public places. That is why this is measures, because if you go, if there is a printing Xerox printing shop outside the institution, if you go and what will the, now the scanner is there, they scan your document and they take print out, but the scanned document is remain with the these people, and it may create future harm to use. That's why public places avoid printing, xeroxing your document. Latest OS system. Just 5 minutes, sir. I will close in 5 minutes. Geeta, madam. Password. Then when you are in doubt, don't click. This is the one thing. This is the first lines of defense against cyber attack. Remember that. If you are in doubt, don't click it. I will not. The mobile use, this is the most important. Disable Bluetooth when not in use. Remember that. You keep on regularly, then the cyber attacker ordinarily attack our mobile through Bluetooth. Remember that. It is the easiest way. So a question mark, because what happened, some people we are unable to give our password, then the help those person who are dear one. That is the one thing. So fingerprint security, visual authentication you can use. Then these are the thing. Data leakage, you must know how data is leaked. So do not give your mobile to stranger. Email attachment is one of the, don't the email from unknown source, don't attach, don't open the attachment. Remember, directly delete it and protect password. So the password has a different way. It will take too much time, but you have the combinations and other things, and you can like using going through this thing. You can measure. You can easily make yourself safe in the cyber world. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Very good presentation. Very informative. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. It was an enlightening speech about for the cyber security measures, sir. Thank you very much, sir. With the immense pleasure, I may now call upon Dr. K. Vijaya Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Curriculum Planning and Evaluation, Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, Chennai, to deliver the vote of thanks. Please, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon to everyone. Gratitude is important not only because it helps people feel good, but also because it inspires them to go good, said Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I deem it great honor and a privilege to propose a vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have witnessed it as a memorable and successful on this occasion. First of all, giving glory Almighty God for making today's occasion a resource success. A gratitude our most respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir. His Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University is able to guide us, support, to always encourage the strength of all our occasions. Our dreams always have come true without your support, our Superman. I thankful to Chief Pattern, Dr. A.C. Shanmugam sir. Then Chief Pattern sir, President, your ACS Arun Kumar sir. Thank you, sir. Then I grateful gratitude to our special chief guest, Professor Dr. Chandrakant B. Pavishkar, Swami Ramnath Ved, Aravak University, who, despite his busy schedule, has found time to grace this international webinar, social network, other digital skills, and two types of the world, Facebook and etc. Very excellent, sir. Your presentation, your thoughts really inspired for us, sir. Thank you, sir. I wish to thank Dr. Anuradha ma'am, Assistant Professor, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute for giving the welcome address. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to thank Dr. V. Sharmila, Assistant Professor, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, for her involvement, dedicating kindness and encouragement to all the faculty involved of the work committee. Thank you, ma'am. I wish to record our sincere thanks and appreciation to all the members of involved in 1 week international online faculty program. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you once again.
Pavishkar sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sabadi sir, good afternoon. Sabadi sir. Sir, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see me? Is it clear or not?
So your audio is very low, sir.
Very low.
Oh, yes, sir.
Is it clear now?
Oh, yes, sir. Now it's clear. Nandini,
Okay.
Nandini.
I may now call upon Ms. J. Vigneshwari, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR, our Educational and Researcher Institute, to introduce the resource person. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
You are audible, ma'am.
I am profusely overjoyed to take this opportunity to introduce our chief guest of today's second session, Dr. Ahmed Sabadi bin Abdul Razak, Deputy Dean, Research Cluster, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He has completed his PhD in Human Resource Management in Education, Massey University, New Zealand. As a qualified professionalist, he has about 21 years of experience in the Department of Education. His specialization areas are educational management and leadership, self-leadership, school effectiveness, educational management from Islamic perspective, and human resource management in education. He has guided 72 masters and PhD scholars, and currently he is guiding 15 masters and 17 PhD scholars. He has published more than 70 papers in reputed journals, adding up to that 7 books, 8 book chapters, and 15 proceedings. He has also been an evaluator for more than 100 activities as research paper editors, project guide, and much more. As an expert, he has linkages throughout the world, countries like Australia, Japan, Russia, UK, Netherlands, and a lot more. He has also carried out 12 funded projects. His funded project titled Homes for Active Aging, Market and Housing Aspect, funded with a whopping of rupees more than 1,20,000. Yes, he is truly a remarkable workaholic and an ideal professor. It's a privilege to have such a renowned person amidst us today. I am immensely pleased to welcome you, sir. We are eagerly waiting to hear your views on the topic, Teachers' Digital Leadership in Selecting Online Resources for Teaching and Learning. Now the session is yours, sir. Please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your brief introduction, ma'am. With great pleasure, I'm handing over the session to Dr. Ahmed Sabadi bin Abdul Razak, sir, Deputy Dean, Research Cluster, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to give a special lecture on teaches digital leadership in selecting online resource for teaching and learning. Sir, please, sir.
Okay, very good afternoon, but I think in India still morning, yeah, but afternoon already. Already afternoon, yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, yeah. Okay, good afternoon. Thank you very much to Nandini and also Dr. Wineshwari for introducing me to this session. And of course, I want to say thank you very much to Dr. PC Naga that always keep in touch with me to know about my situation and also always contact me to what I mean is to discuss anything that related with this session. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to the community, committee that what we call conduct this session, what we call family development, faculty development program for the Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University, 1 week international online faculty development program on virtual practices and security. And I just want to share my topic that I'm going to talk today is about the teacher digital leadership in selecting resources. So I'm going to share my slide, yeah. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Clear.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you very much again. Okay, this is the topic that we are going to discuss today. Before that, even though as Nandini read my CV, but actually I'm not very expert. I really understand but that from your university also you got so many experts. So that's why in this session I'm not going to teach you, I'm not going to lecturing you, but I just want to share my experience. Of course, you also got so vast experience in this area, but this is what I'm doing also. This is my area as well about the leadership especially. So the topic that I'm going to discuss today is about the teachers' digital leadership in selecting online resources for teaching and learning. And as read by Dr. Wineshwari, my position now as a Deputy Dean Research, Social Investment and Happiness, University of Malaya. Okay, this is the topic that I'm going to discuss. The content of this topic is the first one, teacher leadership. Okay, later I will explain why we want to discuss about the teacher leadership. The second one is education in digital era. Third is online resources. Fourth is student issue in the digital era and its impact on the effectiveness of teaching and learning. Next, how can school respond to this shift? Theories in selecting online resources for teaching and learning. A teacher as a researcher. Sample of research, and last but not least about the conclusion. This is all the content that we are going to discuss, or firstly, I convey this, all the content first, later, maybe we can discuss, yeah? Okay, the first topic, the first content that I'm going to discuss, and also why I want to discuss about the teacher leadership, because we know, and also I know that you are teacher education, so from the teacher education, it is not enough if we just become a teacher without any characteristics, without any value of a leadership. Why? Because leadership, we need to know that leadership is the art of process on influencing people so that they will strive willingly towards achievement of group goals. So of course, we as a teacher and also we as a leader, we cannot divide it. This is inevitable. Why? Because of course, we as a teacher, we need to influence people, especially to our student. If we cannot influence our student, for example, we go to one classroom, but they are so noisy, we cannot control the student. That means we cannot influence the student. Of course, we cannot achieve the goal of the teaching and learning on that day. So that's why I said leadership is very important. But once we talk about leadership, always we relate leadership with the position. For example, in Malaysia, we call headmaster or principal, or also we call school head, for example. But actually, no. All of us as a teacher, as a leader, as a leader. So that's why we call teacher leadership. So before we want to use further about any types of digital sources, we need to aware that we as a teacher, we as a leader, that is the first thing that we need to think about it. Okay, so why we call a teacher leadership? Teacher leadership can be defined as a process carried out by a teacher, by teachers individually or in group, influencing peers. Peers that mean our colleague, our friend, or principals and other school communities, such as students, such as parents. So these actions are done with the goal of improving the quality of teacher learning, which also contribute to producing successful student learning outcome. So this is what I say, very important for us to understand that we teacher as a leader as well. So teacher leadership is indeed leading the way to effective learning. Okay, this is the first point that I'm going to raise here, because if we don't aware that we as a leader, so we cannot influence our student. So that's why we cannot control our student. So if you want to influence other student, if you want to influence our student, so actually there are too many ways that we can influence our student. For example, by convey something, by instruct them to do something. But also we need to understand that based on our appearance as well, we can be a leader to our student as well. That means we can influence to our student as well. So that means we need to think about, if we want to convey something as a leader, we need to get all the knowledge, all the skill. But at the same time, as a teacher, we need to be a wow factor to appear to our that means charismatic factor to present to our student. So that is the first thing that I'm going to emphasize here about as a teacher, we need to understand and we need to aware that we a teacher also as a leader. So that is the first point that I'm going to talk today. Okay. And because the topic that given to me is about the digital leadership, so I just go direct to the education in digital era. Okay, I really understand that all the situation in all worldwide. So this is the situation now. Our early age, they also know about the gadget. So this is very important that we need to understand the education in digital era. So we cannot avoid it. Even I think in Malaysia, in India also face this all situation. So what we need to do, we cannot avoid it. We cannot just, in Malaysia, we say that we just teach by using chalk and talk. It's something that just based on chalk and talk, that means without any gadget. But now we cannot. We need to follow the current situation, which is the digital era, all about the technology. Okay. Okay. So what's the digital learning? So digital learning could be divided into 4 parts. Okay. The first one is digital teaching material. So the first one we need to know, either we already know about the teaching material or not. Okay. It emphasizes that learners could learn by extracting some digital teaching learning material. That so-called digital teaching material content refer to ebook, digitalized data, etc., etc. So we cannot avoid as well. Okay, we cannot avoid this situation as well, yeah, because this is the current situation. Even though Keynes stated in 2012, yeah, Keynes stated in 2012, but now 2021, but this is already happened now. Second one is digital tools. Okay, digital tools, that means it stress on learners proceeding learning activity through digital tools such as desktop computer, netbook, computer, tablet computer, and smartphone. So I think India is very advanced in this aspect. That's why I said I'm not going to teach you, I'm not going to give lecture to you, because I really understand the situation in India, very expert in this area. But as I said earlier, that I just want to share my little bit my knowledge. Yeah. The third one is digital delivery. So it emphasizes that learners' learning activity could be delivered through the internet, intranet, internet, and satellite and broadcasting. And actually, this one is very important. Okay, this one is very important, autonomous learning. So that's why I said earlier, autonomous learning, it focuses on learners engaging in online or offline learning activity through digital learning by themselves. It stresses on personal autonomous learning and require the participation of learner with autonomous learning to precede learning activity. So what is the meaning of autonomous learning? Autonomous learning, that means we give autonomy to our student. So in the management, we said we give empowerment to our student. We empower our student to do something about their teaching, about their learning. So if we want to give autonomy or empower our student to learn something, of course, we need to know about the leadership at the beginning. Because if we don't have any characteristics of a leader, so we cannot conduct, we cannot implement this type of learning. Because we need to know what type of student that we can give, empower to them to learn something. So that's why I said, even though now in digital era, we inevitable to know about the leadership as a teacher leadership. Okay, this is the paradigm shift in learning. So previous one, traditional site-bounded learning, instructor-based learning. So we as a teacher, based on us as a teacher, we give everything, we explain everything, we deliver everything. But now, multiple sources of learning. We need to understand that our student, they can get so many knowledge, so many information from so many types of resources. Okay, separated learning, that means based on class, based on the form. So now network learning. Third one is fixed period and venue, but now if lifelong and everywhere, as we implement today. Okay, even though I am Malaysia and you are in India, but we still can conduct this what we call session, and also we still can share our knowledge. Okay, limited opportunities, but now unlimited opportunities, site-bounded learning, world-class learning, and mainly institution-based experiences and local and international outlooks. This is all the paradigm shift in learning. Okay, and also this is what is education 4.0. Yeah, anywhere, anytime, personal, flexible delivery, peers and mentor, why, when not, what, how, practical application, modular and project, student ownership, and evaluated, not examination. This is also, I just want to share with you current action in Malaysia. Previously, we got examination for the primary school, but now no more evaluation, no more examination in the primary school, at the primary school. Okay, we just use what we call evaluation, okay, and no more examination. Okay, the third topic that I'm going to discuss today is about online resources for teaching and learning. Okay, as I said to you, this is all the content that I'm going to discuss. The first topic is about teacher leadership. I emphasize in this aspect about why we as teacher need to become a leader as well, even though we don't have any position as a leader, we don't have any position as a principal or headmaster, but we need to know that we also as a leader, because we need to lead especially to our student. Okay, education in digital era. So this one also already described or explained to you all about the education in digital era, but I don't want to take so long time to explain this one, because I really understand that you all also got experience and got knowledge in this aspect as well. This is general knowledge, all of us know about this. Okay, online resources also, I just share a little bit about online resources. Okay, so actually this is the type that we are using in Malaysia. Okay, we got Zoom, we got Skype, we got WebEx, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams. But based on this figure, Google trend of web conferencing search term in Malaysia from January 2019 to May 2021. So data from the Google Trends. So we can see now, we in Malaysia, especially at school, we use most on the Google Meet. Okay, because this one is easy to use it, okay, compared to Zoom, compared to Skype, Webex, etc. So normally in our Malaysia now, Malaysian school now, because of pandemic, as we know, we cannot conduct face-to-face class, so students still cannot go to school. So what we do is we use Google Meet for teaching and learning, and also we call this one is learning at school, homeschooling, something like homeschooling. Okay, until now, till early of August. Okay, early of August, we are still got online learning. This is the online resources for teaching and learning that we are using in Malaysia now, especially for the Google Meet. Okay. Okay, this is the 21st century classroom. Okay, 21st century classroom. Okay, learning analytics. So you can see, so of course I cannot explain too detail, but I just provide from this what we call slide, then you can get idea from this one. Yeah, so I mean there are no traditional class. Okay, they got laptop, they got PC, so many things about the gadget. So this is one type of classroom 21st century. Okay, and we as a teacher, so because the topic that given to me is about the teacher digital leadership, okay, for selecting online learning. So we as a teacher, 21st century teacher, we need to try to comprehend these characteristics, characteristics of the 21st century teacher. The first one is risk taker. Of course, if you want to conduct new aspect in education, we need to take a risk. Either we brave to face the risk or not. Wait. Sorry, yeah. Okay, first one is risk taker. Okay, that means we try to face all the challenges. Okay, I just want to share my experience. Previously, for give lecture to our student in the University of Naya, we go face to face. So it's no need for me to learn anything about the online learning. But now, with the pandemic situation, our university also still closed. We are not allowed to go to university, and all our class, our lecture by using online learning. So that means even though, especially for the senior lecturer, they have to take a risk. They have to learn. They have to take a risk, and also the second one is learner. They need to learn. For example, if you want to use Zoom, we need to learn Zoom as well. If want to use Webex, we need to learn how to use Webex. If want to use what we call Google Meet, even though it is very easy for us, but of course it's not all of us find it is easy. So we need to learn. So this is the teachers. Teachers digital leadership. So as a leader also we need to learn, and also we communicate to others as a communicator. That means if we don't understand something, we need to communicate with others. We need to communicate with our friends. We need to communicate with other experts, for example. So that's the teacher in the digital era. We cannot be quiet. If you don't understand something, we just keep quiet, and then we don't ask others. So of course we cannot follow all the needs of the 21st century or digital education era. Okay, the model, what do you mean of the model? So that means we need to show our model adapter. We need to change something, collaborate. We can collaborate. For example, even though you are in India, I in Malaysia, we still can collaborate in any aspect of education, because the main purpose of our education, even though from different area, from different country, our target is for our student. So the collaborator and the visionary, we have to have a clear vision Once we finish, for example, if you now to become a teacher, you join this session, or you join any program to become a good teacher, that means we have to have a good vision, a clear vision on what we want to do if we become a teacher. Okay, this is expected gadget. I think maybe some of you know about this one, yeah? So visionary, learning environment, thinking pedagogy, information management, creating publishing, web access, building a new paradigm, skill set for 21st century, then we return home, of course. Okay, but we as a 21st century teacher, a digital education teacher, as I said, if we want to choose any online resources, we need to have all these characteristics. Okay, that's why I don't discuss in detail about types of resources, because there are too many types of resources, and also I just share type of resources in Malaysia, because this is the information that I have. In Malaysia, as I said, we are use especially Google Meet for teaching and learning now. But if we become a teacher from any area, any venue, so we need to know what type of the characteristic that we have to ensure that we can fulfill all the needs of the 21st century or digital era, education in digital era. Okay. Is it clear, Dr. Pisinaga? Can I continue, yeah?
Correct, sir. It is clear, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay. Then this is we as a teacher. Okay. But in the digital era, as a leader, as I said earlier, as a leader, it is not enough if we just understand about ourselves. We just try to improve our characteristics, either the risk taker, either the learner or communicator, or etc. But of course, we need to understand our student as well. This one is very important, because our student is our audience, our client, our target, our goals. Okay, so if we want to make it our teaching and learning as an effective teaching and learning, we need to understand about our student as well. Okay, so now I give to two aspect for our student. The first one is about the personality of our student. This one is very important. Okay, later I will discuss in detail about big five personality. Why I relate a student issue with the personality, because it depends on the student. Okay, for example, introvert and extrovert. I explain this one first. The big five later I will explain. Yeah, introvert and extrovert. Why? Because if majority of our student in our class, they prefer to introvert. So what we understand about introvert something like they don't want to involve with others. They just want to keep quiet with themselves. They're not so socially people. Okay, so if we are still teaching them and ask them to collect the data that involve others, may be quite difficult for them. So that's why I said, okay, that's why I said, even though in the digital era, we still need to understand about our student personality. Okay, introvert. But for the extrovert, it is easy for them to socialize with others. For example, if you want us to join any groups, so we can choose this student, extrovert student. If you want to give them assignment for to get the data from any other participant, so it is easy for them, for the extrovert student, but not for introvert student. So that's why also, if you want to use any type of online resources, we need to understand our student as well. Okay, either it is easy for them to share with other colleagues or not. Okay, for the extrovert student, of course, they can share and they can collaborate with other students. But for the introvert, no. Okay, for the introvert student, they like to study without any other friends. Okay, they just want to keep with themselves only. Okay, that is the first one, personality. Okay, the detail about the Big Five. This one is very famous personality test. Okay, Big Five, we need to understand our student. For example, is it our student openness, consciousness, extroversion, agreeableness, neuroticism or not? Okay, this is all the characteristics of Big Five. So, what are the low score for the openness for student? High score. Okay, for example, yeah, openness. That means these student they have what we call imagination, feelings, action, and idea. So they prefer routine, for example. So what we understand about routine, for example, if we using Google Meets every day, so they prefer to use Google Meet every day. Okay, if you want to change to Zoom, so they find it is difficult for them to follow the changes because they prefer to routine. High score, curious, wide range of interest, independent. So that means it is different for openness of student that got a high score for the personality openness. They're curious to know a new one. So that means if we are always use this, what we call Google Meet, they said, oh, this one is got bored, boring for them. So they want to know a new one. So that's why I said, we as a teacher, we need to understand about our student personality. From there, we can understand what type of resources that we can use to our student. Consciousness, that means competent, self-discipline. This is the definition of consciousness. Okay, thoughtfulness, goal-driven. For low score, student that got a low score for the consciousness, they are careless, disorganized. So if we give them so many homework for them to do, especially for the homeschooling or learn at school, so maybe they cannot organize well because this type of student disorganized. So we need to understand what type of task or what type of work that can give to them, because these students, if we give so many homework, so they cannot organize well. Compared to the high score, they are organized, hardworking, dependable. So this type of student we can give organized. So that's why I said earlier, the best way of 21st century education, they not go for the examination, because if we go for the examination, of course, we need to give the standardized information to our student. But if we don't go for the examination, it is more to the student self-understand. So of course, we can use this one. That's why we relate with the education in the digital era. Okay, third one is extroversion. Extroversion means social ability. This one something like an extrovert student, assertiveness, emotional expression. So what I try to discuss here about the sociability. Okay, so low score for extroversion student, they are quiet, they are reserved, they are withdrawn. So quite difficult for them to join others. But compared to the high score of student, outgoing, warm, seeks an adventure. So this one like a introvert and extrovert, as I explained earlier. Yeah. So fourth, agreeableness. Okay, agreeableness means cooperative, trustworthy, and good nature. So for low score student, critical, uncooperative, suspicious. Okay, they are uncooperative, so quite difficult to find a cooperative from them. But for the high score, they are helpful, trusting, and empathic. Empathic, that means they can go inside to others. And last but not least is about neuroticism. Okay, neuroticism means tendency toward unstable emotion. This one is quite negative compared to the openness, consciousness, extroversion, agreeableness. All this one is in the positive way, but neuroticism is negative way. So that's why low score is calm, even-tempered, and secure, but compared to high score, anxious, unhappy, prone to negative emotion. For the neuroticism, it is better if our student got low score compared to the high score, because they are very calm and so it's not too emotion compared to the high score, anxious, unhappy, and also prone to negative emotion. So this is the first aspect that we need to know about our student if we want to conduct any online or any education in the digital era. Of course, we need to understand our student personality, big five personality, as I explained earlier, and also about the introvert and extrovert. And one more thing that we need to understand about the student demography as well. This one is very important. In Malaysia also, we got these challenges about the student demography. For example, different gender, they got the different type of learning, different type of using any digital gadget. Okay, for example, this is in Malaysia situation. I have no idea about in India, so sorry about that. In Malaysia, normally for the gender male, they prefer to use a technology. But for female in Malaysia, this is based on my observation and also based on my discussion with my student, a majority of my student teachers. So based on my discussion with them, they said female student, they prefer to use a book, that means textbook, rather than technology. But compared to the male, they prefer to use technology. So this is also we need to know in the digital era, types of our student based on their demography. Education background, this one also is very crucial issue because there are too many types of education background, especially in Malaysia. We got student from their family background, very high wealth background, and also very poor background. So then also what we call status economy, and location background as well, rural and urban, age, and also religion, if it is in Malaysia, as I said, in Malaysia. Okay, this is already discussed. So for the digital era, we as a teacher, this is the characteristic that we have to comprehend, or we have to master. And this is for student, we need to understand our student as well. So that's why I still want to relate with the leadership, because if we as a leader, we want to, we refer to the word leader, it is related with the influence. So that means if we want to influence our student, we need to improvise, we need to improve ourselves to become a learner, to become a communicator, and also as a leader as well, we need to understand our student. Okay, for example, I just want to share my experience. Actually, I finished my PhD in New Zealand, Messi, New Zealand, 2012. Then once I finished my PhD, I went back to Malaysia, 2012. Then I was appointed as a head of department, even though I'm very junior at that time. So, but once they appoint me as a head of department, educational management, planning and policy, then from there, so I need to understand all the characteristics as a leader if I want to influence my senior lecturer. So this one as well, if we want to influence others, we need to master all these characteristic, especially in the digital era. And also, we need to understand our, for example, in organization, we need to understand our subordinate. And as a teacher, we need to understand our student. They got two types, how we can understand our student. The first one is about their personality. The second one is about their demography or their background. Okay, this is student for the 21st century. Okay, I just share this photo, flip classroom, video content skill, and then also independent teamwork, project research, sharing, forum, blogs, and also involved with the creative thinking and big thinking as well. Okay. This also 21st century learner, that means student as well. 21st century, they become innovator, self-directed learner, globally aware, a communicator, a problem solver, a civic engaged, a critical thinker, a collaborator, information, media literate, financially, economically literate. So actually, this is just I want to share with you about the digital era. So we need to understand that this type of student can appear in our school. And also 7 skills student will always need curiosity, imagination, initiative, entrepreneurship, agility, adaptability, critical thinking and problem solving, effective oral, written and communication, collaboration across network and learning by leading by influence and assessing, analyzing information. So also this is all skill. This is skill that student we need to give to our student. So we just discussed about what are the characteristics that the teachers need to have, and also what are the characteristics that the student need to have. So is it school can respond to that or not? So how school can respond to this shift? That means from the traditional teaching and learning to the 21st century or digital education. So we at school can respond to this shift. First one, the power of real life. So that's why I said we cannot avoid. We cannot avoid with the new situation. That's why I still want to go back to our topic today. We need to become a leader, not just a teacher. Okay, because as a leader, we can influence others. So then, as a leader also, we need to have a power of real life. Okay, this is our life now. We cannot avoid. The power of demonstration. What are the meaning of demonstration? We need to deliver. Okay, if we just master so many types of online resources, but we cannot deliver. Okay, we just keep with ourselves. So we cannot demonstrate to others. We cannot demonstrate to our students. So we cannot influence other students with our knowledge. So that's what we call we are not quite good enough to become a teacher in digital era. The power of question. Why we need to relate with the question? Because there are too many things. If we keep quiet, if we don't understand, we just keep quiet, we don't ask. So of course, quite difficult for us to really understand more information. We cannot get more information. We just keep quiet with ourselves. We are still shy. We are still cannot involve with others. Now, once we know about this important aspect, later in our class, for example, if we don't understand something, we need to ask. We try to find, because, for example, from this session also we got so many experts, Dr. P. Sinaga, Dr. Jita, Dr. Vigneshwari, so many PhD candidates, PhD holder here. So we try to close with them and get so many knowledge, so many information from them. Okay. Next, the power of technology. This one as well. I got my kids. I got 5 kids. The youngest one is 7 years old. But sometimes, if I want to know something about the gadget, I ask him. Okay, question and power of technology. So that means this is the real situation, real life. We cannot avoid the technological aspect in our real life. So the power of going beyond books. So we cannot depend only the book now. Okay, of course, books is source of knowledge. We can't avoid that. We can't say that book cannot be used now, but we need to go beyond that. Why? Because normally books, once the book is written, it is the past situation. But for the current situation, how we can go beyond the books? If in my class, of course, I will ask this question to my student: how we can go beyond books? Okay, so but in this session, of course, quite difficult for me to ask, but I give you the answer. Now, if you want to get more current, more recent information, we need to refer to the literature review. Okay, that's why we at the higher education, we also inevitable for us to use or to refer to the literature review, because literature review, especially for the article journal, as I beyond the book, what I mean is article journal, it is very up to date. Okay, they got issue in the pandemic COVID, they got the article on that aspect. They got issue in the technological aspect, then we got article on that as well. So that's why we need to go beyond books. We cannot depend only on the books now. Okay, this is how school can respond to this shift here. Next one, the next topic also, as a leader also, as a leader in selecting online resources for teaching and learning, we can use some theories as well. Why we want to use theory? Because actually theory is a guide, is a guide for us to do something. For example, if you want to become a good teacher, we have to know about the theory of teaching and learning. If you want to be a good leader, we have to know about the theory of leadership as well. So that means theory can guide us, guide us to do something. So in selecting online resources for teaching and learning, also we can use this theory. The first theory is what we call exploration and exploitation by James March in 1991. This is related to the organizational learning. Okay, exploration, exploitation. What's the meaning of exploration and exploitation? Means explore. We as a teacher now, we understand as a teacher and also we as a leader, we need to explore. Okay, explore. Try to find so many new information. Okay, it's not enough to keep satisfied with what we have now. Explore and explore and explore. This is also for the previous inventor. They can invent something because they got the curious to explore. Okay, then the second one, once we find something new, we exploit, we use it, we apply it, we utilize it. So exploitation. So this is the first theory that we can use in selecting online resources. Why I didn't give the exact online resources? Because we got the different what I mean is different area. Okay, different location. I think I know that your area, you know better than me what type of online resources. That's why I said we need to explore. Okay, if I just give, okay, I said in Malaysia, the best online resources we are using now is Google Meet, but I don't know, is it easy for you to use that online resources or not? That's why I said I give theory. Then from the theory, you can use it to find what are the best one in your location. So that's what we call exploration. The second one, once we find a new technology, for example, new resource, for example, we exploit it, we use it, we applied it, we utilize it. Okay, that is the first one. The second theory from the Tony Bush rational model. So rational model can relate with the exploration and exploitation as well. When we find a new technology, for example, okay, new sources, for example. So our friend will ask us, why we want to use it? Why do you want to use this? For example, I said, okay, I found the best way to teach my student by using Google Meet. Okay, this is only one example, yeah. So my friend asked me, okay, the lecturer asked me, why Zabidi you use why Zabidi you use a Google Meet? We got Zoom, we got Skype, we got Webex, we got so many things. So why? So we can give the rationale. That's very important. As academician, once we want to use something, when we want to say something, we got our own rationale. Okay. The third one is third one, system model. System model means closed and open system. So once we find a new sources, we want to use it, we can keep with ourselves if we really confident that is the exact sources that we can use it. But if we still want to identify it is either it is suitable or not, we open, we ask expert. For example, we can ask Dr. Pisinaga here, doctor, please advise me. Is it this technology useful? Is it this technology suitable or not? So open system. And also collegial model, that means we can actually this one is quite similar to the system model. We can ask others also. Okay, and then next, Fullen complexity and evolutionary theory. This also we can use in selecting online resources. We try to understand the complexity of the online resources. Okay, then if we can, once we understand about the complexity, then we can make it evaluation. Okay, we try to simplify this one also. Okay, next is Levin model for change. So this one also, one we select a new online resources. We need, if we want to select online resources, we have to unfreezing. What is the meaning of unfreezing? We need to have what we call paradigm shift. For example, as I said to you, if I always use Google Meet, but my friend come and see me, said, no, we need to change to the Zoom. For example, this session also we are using Zoom because Zoom is better. So I need to unfreeze my paradigm. Okay, because if I still freeze, I don't change. Okay, so unfreezing. One, I've unfreezing, I move, and then I move to try to use Zoom, for example. Then if I can find that Zoom is better than Google Meet, then I refreeze with the using Zoom, for example. This is also theory. And last but not least, this one is very important. As I said, I try to relate with this digital education with the leadership. That's why I said, even though we explore, we find a new technology, online resources for teaching and learning, we need to make it routine to use it. And once we want to make it routine to ensure that our student can accept what we are doing, so we have to have what we call charismatic. So charismatic means we can convince our student that this is the best way to teach them by using online learning. Okay, next, because once I received information from Dr. Pisinaga, okay, and I found you are from Tamil Nadu Teacher Education University. That means you are at university, and as a university teacher, as a student at the university, teacher have to have a become researcher. Because why I try to relate teacher as a researcher, because even though I give so many ideas, I give so many theories, I give so many types of online resources, but all that information, it is not enough for you. Okay, you need to go and conduct a research. Then from there, you can find it is suitable or not for you and for your student. Okay, so that's why we at the university level, we cannot avoid to become a researcher, because only based on a research we can find the exact information, exact knowledge, okay, and also the correct knowledge. Without any research, we just assume it. Okay, for example, I just assume that Google Meet is the best type of online resources. This is only my assumption, only my hypothesis. Without any research, I cannot claim this is the best one. So, as I said to you, this is we come to the conclusion. We need to know as a teacher also to become a researcher. So if you want to make sure that our research is a good research, we need to relate our background of our research with the national policy. So what are the national policy in India about teaching and learning in the digital era? Okay, that is for the national policy. Then next, we relate with the education policy. Okay, then from the education policy, we focus or we concentrate on the education issue in the digital era. Okay, so once we want to understand about the education issue in the digital era, we need to refer to the citation, what we call literature review. For example, is it already all the information about the best of using Google Meet or not? So we need to use the literature review, because they got so many types of literature review. And from the literature review, we can understand the situation. Then once we find the issue, for example, we try to find what is the best online resources for teaching and learning at the university in Tamil Nadu. This is one example. Okay, so what type of the research methodology? Either we want to use it quantitative or qualitative. If you want to go in depth, we need to use a qualitative. If you want to go a broad or wide area, we need to use a quantitative. Okay, so that means location. So sorry, because I just can say location in Tamil Nadu. So what is the population of Tamil Nadu? School, for example, primary school, secondary school, higher education. This is location and population. Sampling process, how you can select the sample, either through random sampling, stratified random sampling, purposive sampling, convenience sampling. So many times. I think I really believe that all of you already understand about this term. Yeah, instrumentation, how you can construct the instrument. Either you adapt that means you find from so many types of resources, then you try to find the similarities of the item, of the domains, of the dimension. Okay, or you adopt that means you get from one expert. For example, if you want to study about the leadership, you refer to the Hellinger, for example, then you adopt and you use it. Okay, once you got the instrumentation, you need to try to find validity and reliability. And also, once you want to try to collect your data, you need to understand about the ethical consideration and data collection, and also data analysis. From the data analysis, you can find your finding. Based on your finding, you discuss implication, theory and practice, and recommendation. That means based on your finding, then you can decide what is the best online resources in your situation. Okay, this is one example, sample of study about the data. We try collect the data. I call here VTOD/UC. What is the meaning? Various type of data. And because various type of data, it become uncertainty and complexity. So in this situation, how we can make it use the data? So we need to get all the data. Okay, once we get all the data, we report. That means based on all type of data, we analyze, and then we make it a team. Okay, we make it a domain or a team, then take action and value. This is one example of the research that we can conduct. Okay, and then I'm going to conclude my session because the PC already on his camera. This is a sign for me actually. Okay, this is, we believe the education game is changing. We cannot avoid it. Okay, the learner live on online live and then on disconnect classroom. Why? Because our employer demands new 21st century skill, demands strong basics. That's why I said this is what we need to know. We need to understand, because we need to a new paradigm, a new model for 21st century education. We must prepare students for the future and the present for the matter by teaching them 21st century skill and by expanding the concept of literacy. Yes, the 3 R's, that means reading, writing, and arithmetic, are more important than, but are no longer sufficient. Okay, with that, so thank you very much again for your attention. I found here around 4,000 to 4 to 6 participants. So congratulations, you are very active student and also very active lecturer here. So, and also I just want to say thank you very much again for inviting me to share my just little bit knowledge in this session. So I think that's all. I hope that can fulfill your requirement, your needs, and I do hope that you can achieve all your target and all your goal as well. Okay, thank you very much.
Sir. Thank you very much. Very nice presentation.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It was a really mind-blowing lecture, sir. I think it would be an idea-provoking one for many faculties. Thank you once again, sir. I may now call upon Dr. K. Vijaya ma'am, Department of Curriculum Planning and Education, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, Chennai, to deliver the vote of thanks. Ma'am, please, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Once
you are
again,
audible, ma'am.
Once again, good afternoon to all. It's my great privilege and my great honor to propose a vote of thanks in the 1 week international online faculty development program on virtual practices and security, second day program and second section. I am grateful to our special chief guest, Professor Dr. Ahmed Abdul Razak, who gave a wonderful talk on teachers' digital leadership in selecting online resources for teaching learning. It was very interesting and informative. Thank you, sir. And my sincere gratitude thank Associate Professor Dr. P.C. Nagasubramaniam, sir, Tamil Nadu Teachers Education University, the organizing secretary of in this program. I wish to thank Dr. P. Senthamil Pavi, ma'am, Dr. MGR University Professor, Education Research and Training. I would like to thank one more person, and this is here. I wish to thank and second person, chief guest introducing Mrs. J. Vigneshwari, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Education, Dr. MGR Education Research and Research Institution, Chennai. And this is a wonderful opportunity. I wish to also record my sincere thank you on appreciation to all the members involved in the 1 week international online faculty development program in the grand success. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. I take this opportunity to thank you all. Dear participants, kindly fill the feedback form. Feedback link will be available in the chat box. Feedback link will not be available shared in WhatsApp group. So kindly fill the feedback link available in the chat box. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Sabadi sir, thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you, Rata. Okay.
Sir, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, so I can leave now, yeah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much again. Okay, see you next time.
Participants, feedback link is available in chat box. You can fill the feedback form. Thank you all.
Dear participants, today's feedback link is posted in chat box. Kindly fill it. The link will be active for 30 minutes. Feedback link won't be shared in WhatsApp group. Those who attended and filled all the 7 days feedback link will get their corresponding e-certificates. Thank you.
Olga ma'am. Olga ma'am, good afternoon. Olga ma'am. YouTube.
Sir, Olga ma'am is available now. Sir?
Olga ma'am.
Sir, Olga ma'am is available now, sir.
Olga ma'am, please unmute your audio.
Olga ma'am, are you there, ma'am?
Hello, hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sorry, I'm at work. Yeah, I can hear you well. Can you hear me well?
We are eagerly waiting for your presentation, ma'am. I think tomorrow, your presentation.
Yeah, should I send you the PowerPoint in advance?
No, ma'am. No need, ma'am. No problem.
No need. Would I be able to share the presentation in Zoom from my own screen? Would I be able?
Okay, ma'am, you will send it, no problem.
Yeah, I can send it just in case if something, so that you can share as well. But I hope, as you made me one of the organizers, so I would be able to share from my computer, right?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me and thank you for organizing this magnificent program. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Madam, can you hear me? Shuganti, madam?
Yes, ma'am.
Madam, the YouTube link is not accessible for our participants, madam.
YouTube link is live only, ma'am.
Madam, feedback link in YouTube.
They have already posted.
Madam, we have already posted, madam, but they cannot access. They cannot enter into the feedback link.
Actually, most of the participants have filled, ma'am. It may be their network issues, it seems.
Okay, okay.
In feedback form, there is no problem. So almost most of the persons have entered.
Okay.
Hey.
Continuously
Yeah.
making call. That's why I'm
Oh,
informed.
okay.
Thank you.
They may have some network issues, ma'am. Otherwise, it's not a problem.
I
Okay.
already
Thank
informed,
you.
madam. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Dear participants, the feedback link.
Dear participants, those who are not able to fill the feedback link in YouTube, please refresh that page and then fill the form.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Dear participants, we have shared the feedback link in YouTube also. Kindly refresh your page in YouTube and fill the feedback link. Dear participants, the feedback link.
Dear participants, those who are not able to fill the feedback link in YouTube, please refresh the page and then fill the form.
Dear participants, those who are not able to fill your feedback form in YouTube, you just refresh your page and then fill the feedback form.